and highways, matibay ang samahan. Budhi ang sandigan, laging maninindigan. Daan sa kaunlaran, tulay sa kinabukasan, serbisyo ang tungkulin ko, trabaho ko, dangal ko. DPWH, Pilipino at marangal, tapat at marunong pinagkakapuri ko. DPWH, Pilipino at marangal, taas noon nagdirig ko. DPWH, buong pusong nagdirig ko. DPWH, ipinagmamalaki kong paglinturan ang Pilipino. DPWH, 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 DPWH. Ang maglingkod ng tapat, gantimpala'y karangalan, tunay na yaman, gagalangin kailanman. Sa public works and highways, matibay ang samahan. Budhi ang sandigan, laging maninindigan. Daan sa kaunlaran, tulay sa kinabukasan, serbisyo ang tungkulin ko, trabaho ko, dangal ko. DPWH, Pilipino at marangal, tapat at marunong pinagkakapuri ko. DPWH, Pilipino at marangal, taas noon nagdirig ko. DPWH, buong pusong nagdirig ko. DPWH, ipinagmamalaki kong paglinturan ang Pilipino. DPWH, 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 DPWH. Ang maglingkod ng tapat, gantimpala'y karangalan, tunay na yaman, gagalangin kailanman. Sa public works and highways, matibay ang samahan. Budhi ang sandigan, laging maninindigan. Daan sa kaunlaran, tulay sa kinabukasan, serbisyo ang tungkulin ko, trabaho ko, dangal ko. DPWH, Pilipino at marangal, tapat at marunong pinagkakapuri ko. DPWH, Pilipino at marangal, taas noon nagdirig ko. DPWH, buong pusong nagdirig ko. DPWH, ipinagmamalaki kong paglinturan ang Pilipino. DPWH, DPWH, DPWH.
Good morning to all of us in attendance today. We have two activities, 5 pre-bid conference and 5 opening of bids for 2024 NEP projects. So we stand for the morning prayer to be followed by the singing of our national anthem.
Let us put ourselves in the presence of the Lord. All-powerful God, we praise and thank you as we gather once again for the pre-bid conference and opening of bids for civil work. May we ask you for your blessing and guidance. The activities set for this undertaking may be successful. Open our mind for us to think wisely. Put us with understanding, cooperation, and peace in fulfilling our responsibilities for the success of the pre-bid conference and opening of bids for civil work. We ask this in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ. Amen.
Bayang magiliw, bebas ng silanganan, alam ng puso, sa dibdib mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, buyan ka ng magiting, sa manlulupi, kita masisingil, sa dagat at bundok, sa simoy at sa langit mo bangag, ay ilang ang tula at awit sa paglayang tinamahal. Ang kisap ng watawat mo'y nagumpay na nagdidilim, ang bituin at araw niya kailan magpapay magdidilim. Lupa ng araw ng waraming pagsika, buhay sa likod. Aming ligaya naman may mamagin, at namatay ng dahil sa'yo.
So we may now take our seats. Again, good morning to all of us in attendance. Before I formally open this meeting for the pre-bid conference and opening of bids, may we ascertain from our head backsec if we have the quorum? Did we receive any electronic submission of bids? So with that, I now call this meeting to order. So at this point, I would like to acknowledge the presence of everyone, starting from the backsec and members, headed by Engineer Mike Malvar and Madam Luz Tamora. Wala yung partner mo. And Ma'am Josen Dizon. We also have one of the TWG members, Engineer Marvin Gingab. And the head of the TWG, Engineer Attorney Tin Magkalas. And the new face of the TWG, we have Engineer Martinez. Yes. And again, Maricel Tangon. Engineer Maricel Tangonan. Yes. And at the right, TWG, the speakers and the IT expert and his alternate, Jason. And our resource person, we have Engineer Halderon Santos, Engineer Mike John De Leon, Engineer Angelica Ramat. So there are three. And now on the presidential table, we have Engineer Jose F. Tamora Jr., end user for construction section, and Engineer Victor S. Ong Jr., a regular member. And representing the Samakana, we have Mr. Erickson Dunca, and the debonair of the Tarlac First, For all types of procurement, Engineer Renato Z. Martinez. And yours truly, Engineer Antonio S. Bautista. In these proceedings, we also invited the representative of COA. What is this? NACAP. Is ma'am watching right now? All right. And the representative of Citizens Crime Watch. I don't know if they could come. And be there representative, LVU Construction, represented by RDS Santos. And Big Berta Construction, represented by Maria Vida E. Quirino. And Kiara 2300 Incorporated, April Escanio. Royal Crown Monarch, Arian Jane Alotinto. And Ira Construction, Eunice Alves. And BKC2 Construction, Jacqueline T. Geronimo. So again, good morning to all of you. Now, as a backgrounder, we will be having, as I said, 5 for pre-bid conference and 5 for the opening of bids for 2024 NEP. And these projects were advertised and posted on the DPWH website, field checks, and posted on the bulletin board of this office. So this proceedings is guided by the rules and procedure of RA 9184, otherwise known as Government Procurement Reform Act, and other relevant issuances of GPBB and DPWH. Thus, the bidding will be conducted through open and competitive bidding. In the opening of the technical and financial component, pass-fail criterion as specified in the RIR shall be strictly followed. And notwithstanding the result of the electronic eligibility, prospective bidder or bidders may be rated non-complying due to the absence of the required documents during the preliminary evaluation of bid that is based on the checklist provided for both technical and financial requirements. So with that being said, PWG, you may now open all the technical envelopes. And while we are waiting for the result of the electronic eligibility, you may open all the technical envelopes. And while the TWG will be busy on the preliminary examination of bids, we will now have the pre-bid conference, starting from the contract ID 24CJ0258. So we call on Engineer Halderon Santos.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Engineer Halderon Santos, and I'll be presenting two flood control projects under FY 2024 GAA for these days. From today's private conference. This is to introduce contract ID 24CJ0258, construction of bank protection structure along Susubaen Creek, Segment B, Ramos, Tarlac. This project has a net length of 238 linear meters with a total project duration of 187 calendar days and approved budget for the contract amounting to 54,450,000. The scope of works comprises of miscellaneous structures with 305 millimeter width of metal guardrail, earthwork with 0.20 meter thick of aggregate sub-base cores, and bank and slope protection works. The length of steel sheet pile to be used is 9 meters. The location of the said project is located within the vicinity of Panse, Ramos, Tarlac.
Meron pa? Okay na. Okay ka na doon?
Yung
Tapos ka na sa project number 1? Hindi. O sige, go ahead.
wala po yung sa Google Earth.
O yung Google Map daw.
The pink legend emphasizes the Susubaen Creek with general features are as follows. It has a basin area of 298.06 square kilometers, length of 15.9 kilometers, river width of 15 to 30 meters, and a channel depth of 4.5 to 5.5 meters. And the orange legend gives prominence to the proposed flood control project as shown in the presentation.
Do we have any questions? Uh, by the way, we had just received the result of the electronic eligibility, and all the participating bidders for the 5 projects were found eligible. So TWG, I will remind you that presence and absence of the required document, we can rate them non-complying due to the absence of the required documents. All right, so you may now check the appropriate box for eligible and complying. So go ahead for your next project.
For the project contract ID 24CJ0259, construction of flood control structure along Tarlac River Right Dike Segment B, Tarlac. It has a project duration of 306 calendar days, having a total target length of 599 linear meters and approved budget for the contract amounting to 144,750,000. The scope of works are as follows. Miscellaneous structures with metal guardrail, metal beam including post single W beam having a width of 305 millimeters, earthwork with 200 millimeter thick of aggregate sub-base course and bank and slope protection work. The steel sheet piles length to be used is 9 meters. The location of the said project is located within the vicinity of the Calorg Herona Tarlac. The violet legend emphasizes the Tarlac River, where it is the longest tributary of the Agno River, having a total length of 95.2 kilometers and a covering drainage area of 1,900 square kilometers, traversing the provinces of Tarlac and Pangasinan. And the orange legend gives prominence to the proposed flood control project.
Questions from the back members? 599 meters daw ang haba niyan, with the project cost of 144,750. Maragulya, 144. So thank you, Engineer Calderon. So may we call on Engineer Michael John De Leon for contract ID 24CJ 0260. I think we have 2, no? You have 2, and what is that? 24CJ0262.
Good morning po. I'm Engineer Michael Jan De Leon from Planning and Design Section. For the contract ID 24CJ260 entitled as Construction of Diversion Road along Tarlac River, Right Dike Segment B, Tarlac, with an AVC of 96,500,000 and 193 calendar days. Located at within the vicinity of Barangay Parsolingon, Herona, Tarlac, and Barangay Santa Cruz, Tarlac City, having a scope of works including the following: earthworks including clearing and grabbing, embankment and subgrade preparation, laying of geotextile and separation geotextile, laying of sub-base and base course, surface course with 150 mm and 300 mm thick, construction or installation of drainage structures, installation of bollards and other miscellaneous structures along the alignment.
Do you have any questions? Hearing none, you proceed with the next project.
For the contract ID 24CJ262 entitled as Construction of Bypass and Diversion Road Tarlac City, San Jose, Diversion Road Segment 2, Tarlac City, Tarlac, with an ABC of 144,750,000 and 219 calendar days, located at within the vicinity of Barangay Tibak, having scope of works including the following: earthworks including clearing and grabbing, unsuitable excavation and embankment, laying of geotextile and separation geotextile, sub-base and base course preparation, surface course with 150 mm and 300 mm thick, construction or installation of drainage structures, installation of bollards and other miscellaneous structures along the alignment.
Do we have any question, back members? 500 plus din yung ano, save with the other one with the same ABC. So thank you, Engineer De Leon. Now for our last project, we call on Engineer Angelica May Ramat for 24 CJs 0261.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Engineer Angelica Ramat for the contract ID 24CJ0261 with contract name Construction of Multipurpose Building, Agricultural Storage Facility, Victoria Tarlac, with contract duration of 120 calendar days. The scope of work are as follows. Construction of 20-meter by 12-meter agricultural storage facility, ventilation system including roof ventilators, earthworks including embankment of 1.5 meters.
Thank you, Engineer Ramat. Now we are through with the pre-bid conference, and let it be known that if there will be some changes on the plans or programs of work that necessitate the revision on the scheduled opening and dropping and opening of bids for that project, you will be informed through issuance of bid supplemental bulletin. And same will be posted on the DPWH website, field jobs, and on the bulletin board of this office. Thank you. So with that being said, thank you, resource person. You are now excused. So let's go back to our opening of technical envelopes. ang hamburger ini. Ang complain niya na naman ini. Retapin niya likod sula kayo pa mo. I, I forgot to my one activity is the reading of the project to be bid out. So project number 1, 24 CJ 010 Flood Management Program, Construction, Rehabilitation of Flood Mitigation Facilities within major river basin and principal rivers, construction of flood control structures along Chico River, Segment K, Victoria Tarlac. ABC is 96,500,000. We will waive the required reading of the bid security in as much as all bidders submitted bid securing declaration as their form of bid security, and this will be accepted. So the two bidders are Royal Crown Monarch, Big Bertha Construction and Development. Next, 24 seed. Oh, sige, sige, sige. Next, 24 CJ 0013 Flood Management Program, Construction, Rehabilitation of Flood Mitigation Facilities within major river basin and principal sinabi ko na naman. Rivers, construction of flood control structure along Chico River, Segment L, Victoria Tarlac. ABC is 96,500,000, and the two bidders, Royal Crown Monarch Construction and Supplies Corporation, Big Bertha Construction. And so next, 24 CJ 0165, construction of multipurpose building at Poblacion area, Camiling, Tarlac. ABC is 57,900,000, and the two bidders, BKC2, Big Bertha Construction and Development. Project number 4, 24 CJ 0200, installation of road safety facilities along San Jose, Tarlac, Palauig, Zambales Road, Segment A, San Jose, Tarlac. ABC O, Tarlac City. ABC is 144 million, I should say. 750,000, and the two bidders, Kiara 2300 Incorporated and Big Bertha Construction and Development. Huh? Now, we now go to the technical of 24 CJ 0010. So, presence and absence of the required documents for technical envelope. The two bidders were found complying. DPWH, you may now open their financial envelope. Next, 24 CJ 0. Next, 24 CJ 0165. Presence and absence of the required documents. Both bidders were found complying. DWG, you may now open their financial envelope. Rapid tayo yata. So next, we're still on the technical component, 24 TJ 0201. Presence and absence of the required documents. Both bidders were found complying. So TWG, you may now open their financial envelopes. Itong 200. Itong 200. So next, 24 CJ 0013. Presence and absence of the required documents. Both bidders were found complying. PWG, you may now open their financial envelopes. And for our last project, 24 CJ 0200. Presence and absence of the required documents. Both bidders were found complying. So we may now open their financial envelope. So we are through with the opening of technical envelope. And right now, all financial are on the preliminary examination. Sure ka? Sige, now, let's go to the financial component. 24 CJ 0010. Presence and absence of the required documents for financial envelope. Both bidders were found complying. So their bids: Royal Crown Monarch, 94 million 87,587 and 59 centavos. Then for Big Berta Construction, 94 million 878,184 and 45 centavos. Both bids are below the ABC. Next, 24 CJ 0013. Presence and absence of the required document. Both bidders were found complying with their bids. Royal Crown Monarch, 94 million 87,605 and 83 centavos. Big Berta Construction, 94 million 638,152 and 65 centavos. Both bids are below the ABC. Next, 24 CJ 0165. Presence and absence of the required documents. Both bidders were found complying with their bids. Big Berta Construction, 57 million 297,819 and 30 centavos. BKC2, 57,309,000. Mali. 57 million 309,887 and 24 centavos. So both bids are below the ABC. Next, 24 CJ 0200. Presence and absence of the required documents. Both bidders were found complying with their bids. Era Construction, 14,332,341 and 58 centavos. LVU Construction, 14 million to 527,501 and 74 centavos. Both bids are below the ABC. So for our last project, 24 CJ 0201. Presence and absence of the required documents. Both bidders were found complying with their bids. Big Berta Construction, 142 million 131,119 and 63 centavos. Kiara, 2300, 141 million 276,613 and 18 centavos. 87 centavos. 141,276. So both bids are below the ABC. So we are through with the opening of the financial component. So the next activity will be the post-qualification to determine the responsiveness of each of the lowest calculated bids for each project as required and on the condition in the bidding documents. So do we have any questions? How about on the chat box? And to those who are watching outside, wala. So hearing none from the audience, the meeting is adjourned. See you tomorrow. Thank you.